Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of 15 Minutes with Scott Weinschenk. I'm your host, Scott Weinschenk, here this week with senior captain of the Concordia baseball team, Ragan Pope. Ragan, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Just got done with classes, so getting ready to go into a good fall workout here in a little bit.
Now, Ragan, you know what our show's all about. We're learning about student athletes. So we're going to start off with Ragan. Where'd you come from, man? Where'd you grow up? And kind of who is Ragan from back home?
Yeah, I came from Georgetown, Texas, and I just like to fish and hunt a lot. I come from a little bit outside of Georgetown, so a little bit out in the country. Nice. So I know that hits home with you at least. So,
all right, Ragan. Well, coming from Georgetown, going to high school there and stuff. Austin is not very far away. I mean, Georgetown's considered part of Austin, but moving basically right up the road here to Concordia, what enticed you? You went to junior college first, correct?
Right. Yeah, I spent 2 years at Temple Junior College. Played for Coach McMurtry up there, and Coach McMurtry and Coach Boggs are pretty good friends. And also, I played in the slam program like a lot of other guys that end up here for Coach Boggs when I was growing up a little bit. So I've always had strong connections to their family and this program. I guess once it started, I was always getting always talking to Coach Boggs, right, in the off seasons about, if something doesn't work out for me, come to Concordia. So that's basically what happened,
Awesome. So how was that transfer from junior college baseball to here at Concordia? Practices, how the games play, different levels, talent, different stuff like that?
Junior college is a grind, a lot more so, I think, than coming here personally, but that's only because we actually get days off here, and it's a little bit more relaxed. But I really enjoy playing for Coach Boggs here, and the season's not quite as long, which is good and bad in some ways, but I personally like having the fall off for the most part to get better. I felt like in junior college it was hard to do that since we had so many games, right, that you just basically focus on that game itself.
That junior college season's on pretty much year round. You play almost 2 whole seasons.
Played basically 100 games, so yeah, it's a grind.
So let's move on. To last year. Let's kind of recap, man. Coming off, Concordia's pitching staff led the nation for 9 weeks in a row. We had a streak there. We had like 54 innings without giving up a single run. We lost 3 games while that happened, but. Somehow. But you know what? Coming off that kind of, leadership out there on the middle of the field with the kind of game that Coach Boggs likes to play, a lot of small ball, a lot of moving around. I mean, there's a lot of action going on in the field to keep your defense in the game and stuff like that. There's the leadership out there on the mound. What's your game plan going into this next season? You're going to be the captain, running the team. Run me through. What's your ideology going on for this season?
Just trying to be a leader is obvious. It's an obvious thing being a captain, right, but trying to be a good example at practice every day, not just in the games, but I'm a firm believer in what you do in practice is going to correlate to the game. And if you put a lot of hard work in now, you'll see the dividends later. And I've always been a guy that likes helping out the younger guys on the team because I know how hard it is coming in as a freshman and not really knowing anybody, and especially here at 4-year. Not so much in junior college because, there's only 2 classifications of guys there. But I think it's especially important here.
Was it kind of easy to move in when you're talking about that classification coming in as a junior last year, transferring in? Was it easy to get kind of into the Concordia program?
Yeah, I think it was really easy. There was a few guys that played in my same conference in junior college, so obviously I hit it off with those guys pretty quick. But also with guys like you and seniors, I felt like we gelled pretty easily together. We all found a way to find some common ground somewhere or another and be really good, close teammates, closer than I've ever been to any of my teammates before.
Right. So what's the talent looking like that came in since we just started fall workouts? We got about a weekend of, week out of fall workouts, coming up. How's the team looking, even though we haven't even been really on the field yet together?
It looks rusty. Always going to look rusty your first couple weeks. Right. But as far as, the talent level, you can tell it's there. You can tell that we have a lot of new guys that are really going to help us this year. I even see a couple freshmen that possibly have a chance at helping us out this year, which sometimes you don't see that. Right. We only had one really play a whole lot with us last year, but I think that's something that might change this year. We might have more than one this year.
All right. Well, Ragan, what's the team? What's our goal for this next season? Are we all gotten together? What is gonna be our ultimate peak that we're trying to get up to there?
I mean, obviously, we all want to win national championship. It all starts with winning the conference tournament game at the end of the year, even if we win conference. It's a little sting from last year there, but I'm very bitter about that. But I think we'll get our chance, and this time we'll just go ahead and earn it instead of leaving it in other people's hands, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah, that conference tournament's still stinging. That I don't know what it is. But now, Ragan, let's just ask some about you. Let's get off the whole last year thing. Moving on to this year, Ragan, tell me something about maybe your greatest accomplishment in the game of baseball. Could you chalk it up to?
My greatest accomplishment, I guess I've thrown 2 no-hitters when I was younger, so I guess that's my greatest accomplishment when I was younger. But that was the beginning of high school, so that wasn't even in a varsity game or anything. But I mean, for me personally, that's pretty big deal for me.
I could never say that I've ever thrown a no-hitter. So, I mean, hey, you one up on a lot of people, I feel. Ragan, have you always played baseball? Was that always like your main sport growing up?
Yeah, I mean, that and football. But once I realized I had a chance to go on and play college baseball and play it at a high level, I always thought that I was going to make it to a D1 school, but sometimes, that just doesn't work out. But, I just focused all my attention on that. But pretty much my whole life, I've been playing baseball. So
now, just going from playing the game of baseball, now you're narrowing your skills down to pretty much only going to be a PO, just a pitcher only this year. Does that change the mindset a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I did a lot of it last year because I couldn't hit as well as I wanted to. D3 is a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be, for sure. That's something a lot of people don't realize. But, yeah, I think it'll be good. It'll give me time to focus all my time and effort on one thing this year and hopefully go out with a bang.
Absolutely. Well, Ragan, good luck. Fall workout's coming up. Thank you so much for spending the time with me here, man. Appreciate it, and looking forward to the fall, man. All right, and we'll be right back with the second half of 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of 15 minutes with Scott Weinschenk. I'm here with junior pitcher Sydney Coffey. How are you?
I'm good. A little tired, but I'm good.
A little tired? Is that a little tired from the fall workouts y'all are going through at the moment, right?
Yeah, we have 6 a.m.s every Tuesday, Thursday, so long days.
So how's Coach Rachel working y'all out there?
Hard. This is probably the hardest year of workouts we've had, but they're definitely benefiting everyone, and everyone's pushing through. So.
All right. Well, she had to do a lot of recruiting last summer, fall, spring. Try to get some more players in here, try to build the program. How's some of the talent looking?
It's looking really good, like surprisingly good. We have a lot of transfers that came in from different JUCOs and everywhere, and they've definitely stepped up in different leadership roles. And then the freshmen coming in have a lot of talent. So. Yeah.
Do you see it as a bonus seeing getting obviously more transfers and players that are more experienced? Is that going to help the programming this spring, because usually we seem to kind of fall off on experience and stuff like that? Do you think that's gonna help that you do get those players out there?
Definitely. I think some of the positions that she recruited, like we have a lot of new pitchers and another solid catcher, so that's beneficial because those are like roles on the field that you need played. But the thing about this year is we have like positions that we're deep in, so we have multiple girls that can play all around positions. So. Right.
Now last year, there's times when you would throw like 14, 15, 16, how many innings on a weekend sometimes?
Yeah, and I was outfield sometimes, so it was a struggle, but everyone was moving around in different places, so people definitely stepped up to the plate, and I think it's going to be a lot better this year. So
some of those returners coming back that had to go through some of that, playing different positions and going through more of kind of like a grind. It's like playing both ways in football, kind of. It's like they can definitely wear on you as the season goes on. So all right, let's get to who's Sydney. Sydney, where'd you come from? Who's Sydney from back home?
I'm from Houston. I went to Springwoods High School all 4 years, and some would say it's kind of in the hood, but it was definitely a good place to grow up, and I loved being there. Played softball all 4 years. I made the dance team my sophomore year, but didn't do it because of softball. So, but.
Okay, well, what got you here to Concordia?
I was recruited to play softball, and I wasn't sure. I was looking at a different college up in New Jersey, actually. But I came and visited the campus and fell in love instantly. So
that was the difference maker.
Definitely, and it was a little closer to home. So.
Closer to home. Yeah. So what's your major here, and what is your plans going on with that?
I'm a kines major, pre-physical therapy, and I want to do obviously physical therapy, but I want to do more like work with athletes and stuff. So I'm hoping to eventually open up my own practice. So it'll be fun.
What's like? You ever looked into that? Like, you have any ideas of possibly where you might want to try to intern with or anything like that?
I've really looked into getting my internship at Arasti. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like they do like deep tissue massage, but it's like two sessions. So you do the deep tissue massage, and then you go see a physical therapist who does the like rehab after. And I really enjoyed going there. So
I need a massage. I need one bad. The old pitching arm. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It gets way back. It actually gets way back there, and it's just like a knot now. It stays that way. But so what is the best thing that you can possibly tell anybody if they're wanting to come to Concordia? What is it about here that makes Concordia different than a lot of other schools?
I think at Concordia you build like lifelong friendships with more people than you would at a huge university. Like, I've made relationships with people I never would have expected to, like people on the staff, like people who aren't athletes, and then even our coaches. Like, our relationships are really good, so it's definitely like a home.
Yeah, it's really easy to kind of find your rhythm and find your place, and like we were talking with Ragan in that last interview, moving from a different school and stuff, it's really easy to kind of just fall into the mix and find that ideology of building, Christian leaders, and we're pretty consistent with that across the board. But so looking on to the team coming on this next year, does Coach having like a predetermined kind of goal that you girls are working for the end of the season?
I think definitely one step up from last year was we obviously have more girls and a stronger set of girls, I think. And we can definitely make it further than we have past years. Like, I could even see us getting a ring in these next 2 years with the talent that we have. So we'll take it day by day.
What are we gonna have to do differently this year and to get to that level?
I think these hard workouts that we've been having, it's been like setting our expectations for one another, I guess, and just communicating on the field was like really crucial for us right now. So we're working on it.
Are y'all building pretty good team chemistry this year?
Definitely. Like, there's no drama anytime, and it's just, even these new girls they're not afraid to say anything, not afraid to do anything, and it's like a comfortable environment to be in. So.
Well, awesome. Well, looking forward to the season coming up. Like I said, y'all are almost done with the fall workouts, and then coming up with the season outlook is getting a ring. You think this is going to be the team to do it?
I think we have the potential to do it if we work the right way. So.
Well, Sydney, thank you so much. We're about up with our time here with 15 minutes. Tune in next week. Thank you so much.